Welcome back to Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. So, let's go back to Alm's party, because we've got 2 fights to do today. Of course, the first one is just a random fight on the map. Let's just fight some more horses. Couldn't skip this one completely because we are going to have something important happen here, but also, here's just a good example of kind of how the game works. If you leave a route for too long, or if you go to the side and find a village or fortress or something, an enemy spawn can just waltz up to an empty space and occupy it. So now we've got this fight where Berkut was before. Now there's just a whole lot more enemies, and Berkut, I'm gonna level with you. This is a lot more terrifying of a fight than you were. There's more than 3 people. And a lot of them are still horses. We also will be able to see Luthier in action. If you hadn't made Cliff a mage, which is a little bit of a foolish decision, Luthier would be your first. But Cliff excels the mage. So, as a quick note, one thing about map enemies is that they cannot actually cross or enter villages or fortresses, so if you need a safe spot for Alm, you can just go back to Zofia Castle, or, you know, do what I did and stay in the village until things blow over. But enemies will typically just linger where you've ended up, so they're not going to pass you by. You can't just wait for a traveler to say, oh, they went that way, and point the enemies in the wrong direction. And there's one archer clear, thank goodness. That's the big threat. And speaking of things killed by archers, here's a Pegasus Knight with a sport conversation.
Oh, salutations and, felicitations?
Hey Claire, how are you? Wait, felicitations?
Was that too much? I fear these are rather difficult to devise.
You're inventing new greetings? Is this because of what I said?
What? No, perish the thought. I merely felt like being creative. Oh, posh. Fine, I admit it. You said you liked my greetings, and I perhaps wanted you to like me more.
But Claire, I like you the way you are. You're proud, overbearing, and don't give a damn what people think of you.
I am not overbearing. A boy will take that back at once. I'm the queen of Zophian high society. Why should I care what you think?
There's the Claire I like.
Alright, there we go. Back to fast forward.
Yeah, the problem with support conversations is that most of them are written too well and I don't want to talk over them.
Yeah, I like Alm and Claire. They're pretty good. And also G's.
God.
For once, things are going bad for Silk.
These guys just saw a nun run into the woods and went fucking nuts.
Done a nun? Get her ass! Sounds like a war crime, which I love.
I don't think the concept of war crimes exists in Fire Emblem.
Yeah. At least until Lind and Ryan murder all those people, all that person, in the next game. Also, damn. So yeah, Excalibur's real good. Excalibur has a pretty good hit rate, is pretty strong, and also has a high crit rate. It takes a okay amount of HP, but I think it's 3 HP, right? It's not that much in comparison to what you're going to do with Excalibur, which is absolutely obliterate somebody from orbit.
I forget, did we explain where Yuzu's name comes from?
I don't think so.
It's just a type of citrus fruit that grows in Japan.
Yep. I'd also like to mention, actually, I forget if I mentioned this last time in her episode, but she is supposed to be a Myrmidon or a Sword Master, but fun fact, Priestess is the only class in this game where a woman can wield a sword. There are no female sword fighters, so yeah, in order to have her have a sword, they had to make her a priestess, so she can just multi-class into mage in this one. But hey, you know what? It worked to my advantage, because it's much easier to fireball somebody in the woods than it is to stab them. A good life lesson, I would say.
You make it look easy, Alm.
I mean, Cliff was the one that had the most kills, but sure, we'll say nice things about Alm.
I don't care about Cliff. And I'm sure Cliff is so sad about that. Alright, oh look, the zombies are back, that's great, okay, well. Anyway, now for the important fight of the day. It's time for a showdown with Desaix. Gonna siege the hell out of his forts.
Matilda.
Fernand, what are you doing here? Have you come to rescue me?
No, milady. I fear I no longer serve the Deliverance.
What? What do you mean?
Exactly as I said. Sadly, Clive and I no longer share the same ideals. I have sworn my lance instead to Lord Berkut of the Regalian Empire.
The general who leads our enemies? Has madness taken you? A lance sworn to him is a lance through my heart. Don't you care about Zofia?
Sophia? You mean the proud kingdom whose riches fell to wild and ignorant savages? Sophia is dead to me. I have buried her, and will not look back.
How can you say such a thing, Fernand? You and Clive were like brothers. It's not too late to fix this. Return to the Deliverance. I know Clive would welcome you back with open arms.
With you by my side, I might have chosen differently.
Fernand?
What is done is done. Desaix intends to put you to death. It won't be long now. On the morrow, I depart for Regale at Lord Berkut's side. Farewell, Matilda.
Fernand, wait!
Alright, so Siege of Desaix's fort is actually a very tough chapter. In part because of Desaix himself, though his entourage is pretty good. He doesn't have the dragon shield this time, which means he's beatable. But he's actually not half bad, though. He's still a very strong opponent, and more to the point, we've also got a pretty hard to deal with choke point in the middle here. If you send somebody who's not ready for Desaix, and several dozen other men, yeah, they're going to die. But there are a few ways around this, of course, Flyers being one, and Silk being another. So yeah, just have all my physical and slow-mo units at the front, and here we go.
Chancellor! The rebels have reached the fortress! And damn them for it! Why can't that Clive see reason? He would sooner have me kill his woman than lay down arms? The obstinate fool! Ah, well, it seems she is of no further use to me. Archers! Kill that wench in the cage, but do it slowly. I want her suffering to last.
And unfortunately, I'm legally obligated to give the player a chance to save her.
Alright, so, starting off, can't quite send Yuzu far enough with Silk just yet, but to be fair, it's probably best we don't send her in immediately. We should draw some attention. So, Desaix is... oh, very important, however, we've got two support conversations, so let's cover these first.
Python, I think an entire village could be swallowed up in one of your yawns. Perhaps you should try sleeping instead of staggering back to camp at sunup. I cannot turn a blind eye to this type of behavior forever. You're a soldier. Occasionally, we need you to behave like one.
Sir, yes, sir.
Crivens, what is it with you knightly types? Don't you know how to get out and let your greaves down a little?
We haven't always been so formal, but now Zofia is at war, and we must...
Wait, stop. You actually used to be more footloose and fancy-free? So you're saying that if I dig deep enough, I might find dirt on Clive?
I wouldn't go that far. But I have heard tale that all the ladies of court would giggle as he passed by.
Boring! I mean, at least tell me they were salacious giggles. Come on, Lucas, fill old Python in here. Is our Clive a dirty boy? Huh? I promise I'll only tell my closest friends.
Your decorum continues to amaze.
Allow me.
Clive,
Oh, Lucas. Well met.
so how does it feel to have doffed the oh-so-heavy mantle of leadership?
Do I sense a hint of judgment there? I'm wager I'm lucky someone as level-headed as you keeps me on my toes. Forsyth is all drive and emotion, while Python... Well, Python hardly seems to care about much of anything. Both are fine soldiers in their own ways, but neither is a great advisor.
Well, don't tell Forsyth. He'd crawl into his bed and never come out again.
I'd laugh were it not true. You see why I need someone like you? A cold observer to watch over me.
May not have been the right thing to say, Clive.
I need somebody without emotions, Lucas.
I've got this.
Oh wow, thanks. Real nice of you to say that.
Just say the word.
Alright, so... onward to the Desaix chapter in the Fire Emblem Gaiden manga. So, Desaix was responsible for the kill of the manga. Last time the manga was brought up, we mentioned that, yeah, no, a lot of the manga really liked killing, like, a character off because they had the chance.
Wait, they let her keep her horse?
They let her keep her horse and her spear. That's the power of classes in Fire Emblem Echoes. You cannot be separated from either one of those. But yeah, so... Desaix was the one to get a kill on somebody, and that person was Cliff. So basically, that chapter in particular hits a lot of good beats, though it's one of those situations where, like, the pacing is, yes, there's not really much downtime, the things happen. It basically starts with the plan to raid Desaix's fort, and at one point, Cliff kind of takes the position that Gray and Tobin do in this game, where he's looking at Alm, he's like, dang, Alm sure is growing up and leaving us behind. It's kind of sad. But his tone is a little more sad than Gray's and Tobin's, because they're just like, dang, we're just ordinary people. Unlike Alm, he's larger than life for reasons. But Cliff's is more frustration that, you know, he hasn't really grown up and he doesn't really know what his purpose is. So during the attack on the fortress, everything seems to be going fine. You know, everybody's getting their charge in. Oh, hello, witch. How's it going? You attacked the worst possible person. But anyway, yeah, everything's going fine. The plan's going off without a hitch, and eventually Cliff makes it to Matilda, and it looks like he's saving her. And then, next panel, there's just a lance in him. Just from behind, Desaix stabs him. Cliff tries to use a thunder spell on him, but it's too late. He is too dying. And that, of course, pisses all the hell off. So, Cliff dies. It's tragic because he never does get to grow up, and you know he really was left behind. He'll never fulfill his promises and all that. It actually does hit kind of hard, despite the pacing being very fast. And then Alm just proceeds to kick the shit out of Desaix. He's like, haha, my armor's very good. It's been blessed by Duma himself. Oh shit. And eventually, yeah, no, Alm just fucking stabs his eye out.
Jeez.
And the best part is, like, at the end, of course, Desaix tries to play it off like, oh no, I was possessed. It was Duma armor, right? Don't worry. I want to be on your side now. Look, no, don't need to worry about the eye. I think he literally uses the phrase, my eyes are open, which, you know, ironic.
My eyes, or eye in this case, is open.
But of course, he is not spared. Alm gives the word to execute him, and there's just a panel of everybody's fucking weapon in Desaix.
Jesus.
The imagery is actually pretty great. And then they just fucking put his head on a pike, which is,
That's
you know,
a little extreme.
it's very violent.
Was the author working through some things? Was he leaning really heavily into the whole medieval style setting? So we're gonna make everything fucked up for no reason.
I think Alm was just real mad.
Yeah, just that level of violence seems weird from anything related to Fire Emblem.
I like the previous panel, but yeah, no, that one's like, I could do that. That one's just violence.
It seems I vastly misestimated you. I'll grant you that. But today, you vermin will die.
How do you only have a 68% chance to hit? How is he gonna dodge? How did
Like
that
that.
happen?
Look, Desaix is very used to the armor.
Oh, that armor weighs more than you. How can he move that fast in it?
Can't touch this.
Oh, you're out here trying to recreate the manga, I see. Or not.
Recreate, not so much.
Ow. That slightly hurt.
I was kind of hoping that second one would be a crit. Fucking rest in peace, idiot.
Damn you, my son. You think to hand Sophia over to Rudolph's pup? Traitorous dastard.
I can count on you.
Anyway, weird dying words from Desaix. Who knows what they could possibly mean, but nobody heard them. It's not like Alm was in thunderclap distance from him or anything, so let's just continue the fight and not worry about that at all. So yeah, once you manage to clear Desaix, that doesn't make this an easy win. We've got a whole lot of armor knights still, and they are actually pretty strong. Matilda is safe. I'm gonna be honest. Matilda can die here. It's probably not going to happen, because she's very dodgy, and somebody even tries to summon zombies to kill her. She doesn't care. It's Matilda. Normally this would be the first time where you see her, and even then, like, this is a pretty impressive intro, all things considered. Because of the way Gaiden works, yeah, no, like, she can attack back, and so she cannot care about the enemies coming at her. Which is great. It's a great introduction to Matilda, where she's in jail and still does not give a fuck.
The least favorite part of fighting in a corridor, where you just hit that bottleneck.
Yeah, it's annoying. Thanks to Silk, I could get Gray in the fight. And, ugh. I don't like my luck with any of these armor knights.
A nice crit.
Yeah, totally necessary with the Blessed Lance. So yeah, at this point I was basically just aiming to remove the smaller problems. They're zombies, they're not gonna do much damage. I just don't need that shit on top of 3 armor knights. And also, maybe not the best time for a crit, but it's fine. She didn't double crit. That would have been a problem if she had. Claire, on the other hand, hasn't been fighting as long, so it's fine. Oh yeah, I should also mention, it is probably easier for Matilda to die on harder modes. If I had to guess, it's usually the case. I feel like that's kind of self-evident. Like, basically anything I say, strategy-wise, usually boils down to, it has an asterisk next to it, and the asterisk says, in hard mode, I don't fucking know, figure it out yourself. You probably will not steamroll things here. Now granted, this isn't a Fire Emblem game with skills like, you know, Awakening and all those, so it's not like an enemy can have fucking Luna Plus on them. I don't think. I'm pretty sure there's no Luna Plus in this game. But yeah. As it stands though, yeah, Matilda's in no danger. But we might as well kill this guy anyway, because he's annoying. And now he can't cast because he's got 1 HP.
Just gonna completely remove this man as a threat.
I believe he has a healing skill or is on a healing panel, but yeah, no, there's really not much he can do, even still. Nonetheless, I will kill him. And yeah, that just auto-kills the zombie.
Alright, Tobin. There we go. I was fully prepared for him to miss both shots.
Now, Alm, on the other hand, complete wash of a fight.
Alright, Clive? Oh my god!
That guy is on a fucking orange panel. Yeah, so Mage just kind of had to come in there because that man was standing on oranges, so like, what could we have done? He was functionally impossible to hit with blades.
Oh wait, that's why Alm couldn't land a hit. He saw those oranges and his withdrawal kicked in.
Clive, on the other hand, has no excuses.
We did it, Alm! Desaix is finished!
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, what's wrong? I thought you'd be thrilled.
I am thrilled, but Desaix's dying words have been troubling me. Something about my grandfather and Emperor Rudolph.
Huh? You sure you're not imagining things? What would Sir Mycen and the Regalian Emperor have to do with each other?
That's what concerns me. Something's been bothering me lately. Something I can't shake. It feels like every victory I secure takes me one step further from Zofia.
Am I allowed to point out that that's literally what's happening? We're a long way from Ram Village, kid. Look, I'm worried too. About my family, about everyone else we left behind. I miss them all terribly, so I get that you're homesick. But that's okay, Alm.
Thanks, but I'm afraid that's not what this is, Tobin. This is different.
Desaix has fallen. It is but a matter of time until the deliverance reaches the sluice gate. Your moment to shine has come, my dear Delphia. That traitor is certainly proving himself useful.
Alright, well, that seems like something we should be concerned about. Oh well. Alright, so let's check out Desaix's fortress now that he's super dead.
Ho, friend. Well met. Have you been keeping up with your training? The journey you are on will require firmness of both body and mind. In truth, I seek a sparring partner, so perhaps we could aid each other. It wouldn't do to discover our muscles have gone flabby in our hour of need. Many among you seem to be gifted fighters. I would welcome the chance to test myself against any of their ranks.
Delphia and I both descend from a bloodline of celebrated mages. We have been blessed with a natural gift for magic, you see. But despite having more talent than me, Delphia has always been ungrateful. She spends more time playing around than training. If she'd taken her studies seriously, she might not have been manipulated. Well, no matter. There is little point in lamenting it now.
Can't believe my kid's sister's acting like a kid. How strange.
I never acted like a kid.
I've always been like this. They threw them all in this pile right here, but I'm only taking the steel lance. The rest can stay.
As a warning.
This is just Alm appreciating a painting.
Please tell me he hates this painting. No.
What good arts. Oh, honey, cool. Taking some of that. Oh, what about this painting? Well, I mean, you could take it, Alm.
I really want to, like, in the next map you select a painting. It's like, okay, well, the composition on this one's just awful.
This one sucks.
You can't follow the action at all. What the fuck is even happening?
Oh, hello, Alessio. Haven't I heard of your name before? Ah, well.
Oh, what a mess I've gotten myself into.
Oh, a coral ring, you say? Could it perhaps have been made from 5 pieces of coral? It was. So yes, Alessio's buyer all this time was Desaix. We got coral for a coral ring for Desaix, and then Alm just fucking killed Desaix. So yeah, obviously, I think there's actually a time limit to the other one. If you don't complete it by chapter 2, then you just can't. But since we got all that coral, we can now give him the coral ring. Or we can buy the coral ring by giving him money. Wrong way around, he already had it. Alright, so
then he vanished.
Let's see. Just fucked off. Well, hopefully he doesn't make any deals with any of the other villains. Alright, so this raises resistance by 4, and also, I believe all rings in this game just heal you, so it's also a healing one too. Alright, let's open this elaborate chest.
Whoa, look at this! Hey, Alm! You find something, Tobin? I sure did! Feast your eyes on this, baby. You think this is the treasure Desaix stole from Sophia Castle?
Well, it certainly looks important. Should we open it?
Whoa, check the sword! That is one impressive piece of hardware. I'm just gonna... Hey, huh? Oh, this thing weighs a ton! It won't budge.
This must be the royal sword of Sophia.
What's that?
Long ago, Rigel presented this sword to Sophia as a symbol of friendship. It's a very special treasure. Only one of royal blood can lift it.
Interesting.
Here, Tobin, let me have a go at it. You? Please. If I can't lift it, there's no way that... Huh?
Sometimes I don't get you, Tobin. This thing's light as a feather. Was this all some kind of jape? Who put you up to this?
But it wasn't a jape. 0 japes. I thought my arms would snap just trying to lift it.
But that means...
By the gods, you can wield the royal sword. What does that mean? Are you...
Oh, come on. It's just some legend. You don't actually believe it, right? I'm sure everyone can use this thing. Well, except Tobin. And, look, I'm sure the Zophian royals made up a story to keep folks from nicking it.
Well, that didn't exactly work out now, did it? But perhaps you're right. Tales do have a habit of getting taller with time. Either way, it seems clear the blade belongs with you.
Are you sure? I mean, we could have other people give it a shot.
It wouldn't work. You alone seem able to tame this legend. And we wouldn't want to see so fine a treasure wasted, would we? Take it.
Well, all right.
You know, all the buff boys are on Celica's route, because, like, if Volbar were here, it makes sense to have a scene where he's like, well, I can lift it, but goddamn, it kinda sucks.
Alright, so this is a painting that Alm likes less, I guess. Also, there's just a silver purse here, so I guess if you can't pay for the coral ring, just look to your right. Ah, dang, they got Saga's here?
You'll want to skip ahead to Romancing Saga.
Alright, so only Alm can use the Royal Sword. Give this to Alm. It's incredible. It's got 3 skills on it. You're gonna want them. But that means that the Lightning Sword can now go to someone else. And I feel like Gray is pretty much our best choice. I mean, Yuzu could use it, but, like, she's already got an amazing sword, so... no. Gray benefits from this. Alright, was I looking for somebody to put the ring on? I might have been looking for somebody to put the ring on. Don't know why I didn't do that off screen, but whatever.
Kinda curious who you're gonna put it on.
Yeah, it would be better on a physical character, because, you know, it raises resistance, but, like, most of my physical characters either have a unique item that I want to have on them, like Lucas, or they have a weapon. So, yeah. Cliff is just gonna be the fucking magic tank. Alright, well, I thought you were outdoors, you know, based from the battle map, but here you are inside.
Matilda!
Clive! Oh, how I have missed you, my sweet Clive.
Forgive me, Matilda. I should never have left you to suffer for so long. Speak now your loathing for me, and I will gladly bear it all.
Oh, stop your nonsense. You did what any commander ought. Your judgment was sound. And I bear the blame for my capture, not you. I was careless. So let us speak no more of blame.
As you wish.
Good. Now, I wonder what comes next.
What indeed?
What a woman. Yowza.
You're blushing. What? No, I'm not.
Huh. You must be Alm.
Yes, milady.
I would not be alive if not for your fine leadership. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Alm. And with your permission, I wish to take up arms at your side. Will you have me?
Anyway, obviously you want Matilda to join.
I saw Fernand. He visited me in my cell the other day.
I see. Then, you know what has transpired.
Yes. It feels like a different age when the 3 of us started the Deliverance. Though we were once brethren, we now must come to blows.
I wish I could stand by my choices, unwavering. I've always done what I thought to be right, even when my heart disagreed. But now, I must face cold reality.
What do you mean?
I may have made a terrible error.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, no. We're not going down that old road now. Don't you dare say that making Alm the Deliverance's leader was a mistake. We've been through way too much to start in with second-guessing now. Yeah. I mean, I know you lost a dear friend and that you're hurting. But don't take it out on Alm. He's been doing as good a job as anyone. Would you all please calm down? But Alm...
Clive is clearly privy to some information he can't share with us. Am I right, Clive?
Alm, please.
You've been acting strange for a while now. Whatever secret you're harboring, I know it weighs heavy on you. I've been scared to broach the subject because I could sense it was about me. But if nothing else, I want you to know this. I will always be grateful for the trust you have placed in me. And I will be honored for each moment I can fight for the Deliverance. You know, a friend once confronted me about this. She wanted to know why a nobody like me would risk so much to fight. The answer was, I just wanted to make a difference in people's lives. I had to leave Ram Village. It was just a matter of when. When Lucas came to the village, that was my when. Don't you see? Every one of you has set my life moving in ways I never imagined. I want to repay that kindness. Clive, Lucas, Matilda, let me help you. Let me help Fernand.
Fernand? But he has insulted you at every step.
Oh, I'm well aware. And I can't claim to understand his motivations for all of that. But he helped you and Matilda found the Deliverance, didn't he? He's part of the reason we've come this far. So he deserves my respect, no matter how he's treated me in the past. If he returns to the Deliverance, I'll gladly welcome him back.
You would do such? I cannot speak for Fernand, but thank you, Alm.
Alright, so, that wasn't a bad cutscene. It's good characterization for Alm. Anyway, any weapons here? None that I want to use, but there is wine. And that's just about it. Alright, well then. Matilda. Currently doesn't have a weapon. You should probably fix that. Hey, future me, talk about Matilda. Hey, remember Clive? Well, you can throw him out the window now, cause his wife is here. So, Matilda is honestly just better than Clive in just about every respect. First of all, she doesn't have any growth rates under 40% other than resistance, but you expect that by this point, and honestly, 4% is better than most people get. I don't even remember if we've seen over 4%, and we've seen Pegasus Knights now. Other than that though, yeah, no, her growth rates are just better than Clive's. Pretty much across the board, with only one exception. HP, which is not the most impressive stat to have more of, all things considered. Now, that being said, if Matilda has one slight weakness, it is that you get her later in the game and she starts as a paladin. Now, for the most part, her base stats are higher, with the exception of her HP, attack, and defense. So, at this point in the game, Clive has probably grown enough that he's a little hardier and can hit a little harder than Matilda can. But that's just about it. Matilda just needs a little training, but once she gets going, she's just gonna blaze past Clive. And honestly, like, most of her base stats are just really good anyway, so I can't even really say she gets going. She's already going. She was going in this chapter. She was in jail on a horse with a spear. She's going 50 to 100. She was always moving. Really, Clive's saving grace is the fact that he's in this game, where you have a very small pool of classes anyway, and you don't really need to bench anyone unless you're going to dungeons. So, thankfully, Clive can take to the field with his wife, and they do have a support which makes both of them better. But in terms of individual units, Matilda's probably just one of your best. She's a very good cavalier, and she'll drop just about anything. Alright, cool. So anyway, yeah, Matilda's real good. And, well, I mean, I guess she should get something special, so she'll take up Fernand's lance, I guess. Although, steel lance... Actually, to be fair, I think in the long run she does switch to Fernand's lance.
Fuck you, Fernand, I took your lance.
Alright, and that's it for today's episode. Next time, we're going to continue on to Celica's routes.